What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys, on the channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played Reading in the FA Cup third round. This will be a new series dropping on the channel. As you can see, I am wearing United's last year top. Why am I wearing Man United's last year's top? It's because my other top is in the wash. I will be wearing this now for the next couple of match days while my other top is in the wash, and within no time I'll be back wearing this year's top. Yes, guys, so anyway, let's just straight get into today's video. So we made 9 changes from the last game against Newcastle. Talk about the starting 11. So we started with Romero, Dalot, Darmian, Jones, Young, Fred, McTominay, Pereira, Mata, Lukaku, Sanchez. Overall reaction, as it's the FA Cup now, guys, like I said, new series will be dropping on the channel. I will be now talking about Manchester United in the FA Cup. This time we are doing a series. This time United are not knocked out for a start. Anyway, overall reaction, this was a game for Manchester United that, overall, as a team performance, we were poor. It was a poor performance. Disappointing performance from the boys. Nevertheless, we still won the game 2-0 against Reading. There was people that came out with different opinions, saying that, you know, we should be putting teams like Reading to bed. Did we? Yes, we did, but we should be scoring more goals though against Reading. I'll accept the fact that United weren't good enough. We were flat, we were slow, we were sloppy, we were lazy. We weren't playing like in the last recent games where we've been completely on it. Like, you know, in that Cardiff game we beat them like 5-1, 4-1, and then we went and beat whoever 4-1 and then 3-1. So, you know, it's not been the last couple of games where we've been absolutely on it. I think it showed the fact that with so many changes that we made in the team, we would get a team performance like that, because by playing, you know, Pereira, McTominay and Fred, we all knew that them three didn't play well. They weren't outstanding in the game. They all got criticism after the game that they didn't play well. But it's good to see that Sanchez started the game. So did Lukaku, because they both needed minutes. Looking at this team lineup, because there's a few things that I remember from this game. Darmian starting as a centre-back. He doesn't only just play as a centre-back, he can play left-back and right-back as well. Romero, good to see that he's got given a chance as well. Wasn't one of the best performances in the whole game. Like I said there previously, we weren't good enough, but we still managed to win the game. We still managed to get a clean sheet in the game. Players like Fred, who are just not sort of getting used to the Premier League yet, they're still struggling. Pereira as well, just not good enough as well. Both of the Brazilians just did not play well. But defensively, we were split in half as well. But we made some good decisions defensively, but we just got split in half completely, because United barely made an impact in that second half. We weren't good enough to make an impact in the second half. The only impact we probably did was when Young put in a good cross into Fellaini but couldn't find Fellaini. The fact that we still managed to score 2 goals to walk away with a clean sheet and be in the next round of the FA Cup, that's what's pleasing. That's all that matters, really. As long as you win, as long as you're through to the next round, that matters really. But the performance was shocking. We were a shambles. No, we weren't good enough. We have to performance behind us. And like I said, we just weren't like in the last recent weeks where we've been absolutely on top of it. But when you make so many changes like that, we'd expect a team performance like that at the end of the day. Nevertheless, you know, we expected it. First half, we still got 2 good goals by Lukaku and Mata. It was a flat game constantly. Second half, failed to make an impact. We weren't good enough in the second half. You know, we've got to accept these type of performances. Now that we're playing Arsenal in the next round, that's not going to be easy, because if you think about it, yes, Arsenal are in a bad way. Yes, they've lost to West Ham. If they go and lose to Chelsea, things are not going well for Arsenal. But then they'll be looking to bounce back against United in the FA Cup. It's not going to be easy against Arsenal. They will want to beat United, but we have to really step up our performance against Arsenal. We cannot play like that against Arsenal. And let's talk about the game, guys. United started slow. United are playing with a high intensity, a high tempo, but we were just flat in the game. We were slow in the game. We weren't good enough. What I mean by that, we were playing with a high intensity, a high tempo. We showed signs that we could push forwards as a team, urge forwards, get players up the pitch, but we were flat. We were flat. No chances were created. There was a lack of creativity in the game. Not many chances were created as well. United are playing with width and pace. We had Lukaku, we had Sanchez there. We had Rashford that came on in the second half as well. United looked sharp on the ball, but we were going at a slower pace. What I mean by that, we looked good on the ball, but we were just going at our own pace, try and let Reading put the pressure onto us. I wouldn't say we were playing quick 1-2 passing due to the fact that we were flat throughout the whole game. We weren't good enough. We have to accept that we weren't good enough in this whole game as a team performance. We knew it wasn't a good performance. It was poor, it was a shambles, but we have to accept it and move on. We still won and we still got the clean sheet. We're still into the next round. That's all that matters really. Again, I wouldn't really say that we were playing aggressive football and attacking football. United are on the front foot, but we took our time to get on the counter-attack and also to create chances. Like I said there, we were just taking our own time. We just didn't want to rush things. In the last recent weeks, we've been on the front foot. It seemed like, we were more on the back foot, more sat back. And due to the fact that, we made 9 changes, 2 of those started against Newcastle. So we were just more sat back. We didn't want to get tired because I've got a game coming up against Tottenham. Due to the fact that United went away for a couple of days in Dubai, but at the end of the day, we still got the win. United weren't playing like in the last couple of games where we were just on it from the get-go. If you go back to that Cardiff game, we had a free kick against Cardiff and straight away Rashford scored a goal. It wasn't like that, just had to be patient as well. Reading started the game quick. United barely put their foot on the ball in the early stages of the match. We struggled at the early stages of both of the first half and the second half. Overall, United lacked on creativity in the game. We still managed to create chances, but there was so many clear-cut chances as well. Chances that just went also in the goalkeeper's hands as well. And there was chances that we had that we should have put away as well. Like, Young put in a great cross and Fellaini wasn't there to connect to it. So, nothing was clicking in that second half for us. Sanchez had a good chance at goal. It just went over the goal, got a little bit unlucky there. Reading are good on the counter-attack, but just not good enough to score goals. Reading have been able to commit men forward. United were good at times to win the ball back and get the counter-attack quick. But again, we were just going our own pace when we took our time as well. We still managed to press and get on the front foot, but overall we didn't see it happening a lot. We still created chances, but we lacked on creativity in this game. We managed to urge players forward, put the pressure onto Reading. There was good link-up play between Mata and Fred. Fred got a disallowed goal, but the referee then turns to VAR. In the meantime, as the build-up up to Fred's goal, there was contact on Mata, got taken out in the penalty box. But fair play to the referee and fair play to VAR of spotting that as well. The referee gave United a penalty. First goal, Mata steps up and puts it away for 1-0. Again, United appeal for another penalty. Ref doesn't give it. I think it was fair enough because, it wasn't that deliberate. Young puts in a good cross, but no one is there to finish it off. Lukaku had a good chance at goal yet again. The goalkeeper saved it. These are chances that we should have put away. There was just a lack of creativity in this game. Reading went up on the other end and had a good chance at goal. This was a game that was both-sided due to the fact that Reading weren't good enough on the counter-attack and due to the fact that they couldn't score any goals. We could see that from Reading as well. Again, Reading had a chance but went wide. Reading had more shots at goal than United but weren't clinical in front of goal. United were in the lead and had not been at their best so far in the game. United been overly convincing for the first time under Solskjaer. Reading had 2 shots on goal and Ramiro made 2 good saves. Despite Reading looking good in the first half, John Swift makes a mistake in midfield, which leads to United's second goal. We won this game ugly, by the way. We definitely did. Mistake by John Swift, passed it to Pereira. Pereira passed it to Mata. Mata passed it to Sanchez. Sanchez finds Lukaku and Lukaku goes round the keeper and puts it in for 2-0. Nice and composed. Overall, United still managed to score 2 goals, but wasn't the best first half performance from the boys. Second half, United needed to pick up the pace and tempo, play with a high intensity and a high tempo. United need to move more. What I mean by that, I think we were too static. United need more fluidity in the game. We lacked on fluidity in this game as well. United need to look more sharp on the ball. United need to play more 1-2 quick passing. Did it all pay off? No. Why? Because if you think about it, we made 9 changes and we expected a performance like that when you make 9 changes like that, because obviously the players haven't played together before, so it's hard. Overall, the transition from defence to attack was slow. The midfield was slow. The final third was slow. United were flat, but we still managed to score 2 goals. United had 8 shots and 5 of them were on target. 2 of them were our goals. Reading started quick. Reading had a good chance but went over the bar. John Swift had a good chance at goal, good save by Romero. We got lucky this game. Romero played a very good game, was tested. We didn't really test their goalkeeper a lot. Well, we did, but we just lacked on creativity. It wasn't good enough. We have to accept that. Defensively, we made good decisions, but in the meantime, the defence was split in half. What I mean by that, they were all around us in the first half and the second half. Well, I wouldn't say they were all around us, but they still created chances. They still tested the goalkeeper. They still had a chance to put a goal and probably come back into the game. We're lucky enough to walk away with a clean sheet. If Romero didn't turn up, and if our players didn't really turn up and score goals, we would have definitely lost that game. And we did win this game ugly. We absolutely won that game ugly. Again, Reading had another chance at goal. United have yet to find their rhythm in the second half. United have yet to make an impact in the second half. United make changes. We could see that in the game. Mata went off for Chong. Good to see Chong get a start. Fans were applauding him, so it's good to see that he's actually got his debut in the team and his first start as well at Old Trafford. His debut as well. Talk about Mata's performance. Converted the penalty but contributed little. Otherwise, produced 2 largely ineffectual performances this week and may drop out against Tottenham. Fred went off for Fellaini. Talk about Fred's performance. Tidy at times but faded and was substituted early in the second half. Only completed 90 minutes twice for United. I think Fred's another person that's going to take time to get used to the Premiership. I think it's going to take a season for him to get used to the Premiership. And then maybe next year he's probably going to start putting in better performances and probably score more goals as well. Sanchez signals to the bench that he has to come off. Had a bit of a niggle in the game. He's not going to be playing against Tottenham because we don't want to take risks. United made our last and final change. Sanchez went off for Rashford. Talk about Sanchez's performance. Set up Lukaku but came off injured in his first start in almost 2 months. Thought it was a month. Greedy with the ball and barely sparked. Young tried to find Fellaini in the box but wasn't good enough. A few times in the game we did the hard bit but we just couldn't convert our chances away. It's frustrating, it's annoying, but that's football. Mistake by Young leads a good chance for Reading. Reading yet again had a few fair chances at goal but weren't clinical in front of goal. That'll be really annoying for them. Had a really annoying day. United were just really struggling in the second half. Overall, it wasn't that good enough, so we have to accept that the whole team performance wasn't good enough. We have to accept it and move on. The link-up play was alright. I wouldn't say it was the best. The distributions were alright. Again, I wouldn't say it was the best. I wouldn't say United dominated the game. The passing is good. United lacked movement of getting forwards. At this point of the game, Reading dominated the second half. They were trying everything of what they had left in the tank. Reading really struggled to convert chances. United won this game ugly, definitely ugly. Rashford in times made an impact but wasn't good enough. Rashford got in front of goal and slipped. He had a good laugh at that though. I think we all had to have a good laugh at that as well. Pereira had a good chance late on in the game in extra time to make it 3-0 but wasn't good enough. United then kept it tight at the back, didn't make any mistakes. All United wanted to hear was the final whistle. Man United 2, Reading 0. Disappointing performance, still won the game. Win done, clean sheet done, through to the 4th round. Arsenal next. Arsenal struggling, a struggling Arsenal. I think Arsenal, they've gone and lost to West Ham. They'll look to bounce back against Chelsea. I think if they don't bounce back against Chelsea, I think questions have got to be asked. The fans are getting frustrated. All I know is now that they're struggling to get players back match fit. They've got players that are coming back from injury. They're still struggling. No Mkhitaryan, no Rob Holding, so they're still struggling to get players match fit. Koscielny came back from injury. Mustafi came back from injury. Bellerin came back from injury. But they're not match fit. I think Arsenal, what they'll do now is because they've got Chelsea, they'll try and save their players for the next FA Cup game against United. They'll look to get their players match fit and ready for that game. Obviously no Ozil. He tweeted and said, been in training this week, didn't even make it onto the bench, so I think that's poor by Unai Emery. You could see in their last game against West Ham, they didn't look convincing, and if they don't look convincing against Chelsea, Chelsea have got confidence. They've went and beat Newcastle, so if they go and lose to Chelsea at home, I think they've got questions to be asked. they'll look to go for it for United. United have got to be physically and mentally prepared. If we're coming in the right state of mindset and we prepare well for this game, right, we'll beat Arsenal for sure. Arsenal's struggling. We're not struggling. United are in form, and if Arsenal get beaten by an informed Manchester United, they'll have to take that on the chin. Obviously, no Danny Welbeck now. Last time round, Danny Welbeck saved them of getting them to the round of 16, so he's not there to save the day now. So they're struggling, Arsenal, with injuries. They're not good enough. They're not playing the best football. We're playing some of our best football at the minute, so if we outclass Arsenal on the day, they'll definitely lose. Arsenal think they can get in the top 4. No chance. That's going by a Manchester United fan. I'm not just going up against Arsenal. I just don't think they've got enough to get a top 4. I think United are more looking for a top 4 because we're playing our best football. So I think if Arsenal lose against Chelsea, no confidence going into the FA Cup game. United will go in full force with confidence. We'll play a good game against Arsenal. We'll have to play with an A/B team. We cannot play like we played against Reading, and if we do play like that, we'll definitely lose. If Solskjaer gets his players in the right state of mindset, physically, mentally prepared, tactically outplay Arsenal, come in with the right game plan, and if we go and beat Arsenal, happy days. It just goes to show that we can beat these teams like Arsenal. That'll be shame on them because they're struggling. They're struggling with injuries. There you go. No Danny Welbeck to save the bloody day. Bring it on. We need a test at the end of the day. I don't think Arsenal are going to get past this one against United. But anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed another video. Be sure to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. See you guys in the video in the next couple of days. And peace.